get through cover. Yes, just barely. 2 HP. Are you going to do this, Mongraal? No way. No way can you survive in this situation.
Jamming himself underneath the structure, he might actually, his head might have been poking through the floor. He's staying just ahead, just out of sight. Does the player see him? I don't think so. The drop in. Gets the shot off and gets the elimination. Mongraal literally putting on a clinic of why you need to pay attention to what's going on.
Everybody?
Are you kidding me?
Just fell.
Picks up 3 balls.
Launch pad, he's gonna launch pad off. Oh my goodness. Are you serious? 13 eliminations. There's still 4 players left.
Some players right now.
To have that reaction when the heavy spec comes in.
My God.
To just know that that's gonna happen. Mongraal takes out Hupek. Man, Mongraal, every time I see him in a position like this is so scary for all these players. Look, he even takes an RPG shot in the middle of all that pressure on high ground. He has 2 of them, Lupa. I'm not sure why he has this.
Double rocket is the strat. Didn't you know that? Come on, Balla. Get with the times, man. Mongraal literally thinking 5 steps ahead of everybody else at this point. 64 points. Everybody, just look at the number. That is absolutely ridiculous.
That is so nice, actually. The time to get that reload off when you're on high ground earlier in these moving zones. Now it's through the 8. He does manage to get that reload off, and nobody expects a double RPG. Nobody.
Honestly, it does kind of blow my mind that Mongraal's embracing 2 rockets right now. Mongraal and Boyer, a little face-off here. Mongraal's reloading. Those rockets do take quite a bit of time, so he's going to try and load those ahead of time in case an engagement like this one shows up. Gets a light tap there with the pump shotgun.
No more mats, though. That's why he couldn't actually fight for that, because he spent so much time reinforcing that. Does get the RPG just barely through the stairs. He's going to make an edit down and now start pressuring. But remember, no mats, and another shot does not connect there. Does try. He did knock him all the way down. That player falls.
The fall damage down to 4. He's got 4 HP.
Oh,
catches Omer off guard.
The stink grenade, though. He needs to get out. Yes.
He's still in it. 3 builds left.
Going over the hill, though.
He's going to have to utilize other players' structure at this point, reloading those rockets. He's still sitting on 6 shots between the 2 of them.
Okay. It's not actually going over that hill. It's going to start going down. He actually needs to break a hole through so that he can continue his path down and get through cover. Yes, just barely. 2 HP. Are you going to do this, Mongraal? No way. No way can you survive in this situation. Jamming himself underneath the structure, he might actually, his head might have been poking through the floor. He's staying just ahead, just out of sight. Does the player see him? I don't think so. The drop in. Gets the shot off and gets the elimination. Mongraal literally putting on a clinic of why you need to pay attention to what's going on. Everybody?
Are you kidding me?
Just fell.
Picks up 3 balls.
Launch pad, he's gonna launch pad off. Oh my goodness. Are you serious? 13 eliminations. There's still 4 players left, including him. Edit down! No way are you doing this right now, Mongraal. No way. Top 3 situation now. Gonna get the time for the minis. Still needs to find 2 more. Not sure who he's fighting. It's Alec on high ground and then Zooer. He actually, Mongraal, took down every single player that we talked about earlier in the lobby. And now reloading the double RPG as well. Zooer's gonna go down in another one. Mongraal, are you kidding me? There is no way you just did that. All right, see you, Lupo.
I gotta go. I'm out. For real, are you kidding me right now? That's absolutely ridiculous. The awareness in the storm. Taking storm damage and picking up elimination after elimination. Got 3 on the outside. The placement of the launch pad to rotate in, and he hit a surface, so he slowed. He didn't have to worry about the trajectory of dropping in. He just shot straight into the safe zone. Saves himself, picks up a player all the way down that slid down the hill and gets that elim. And then, honestly, at this point, the top down from above, they had the advantage, and the awareness is just flick. I can't even right now. Jack, please help me out.
Help us.